a story that reads like a novel, but which has resolved a mystery more than 3 decades old. All started with a British woman who went missing, and it ended when her family were able to identify her remains from a photograph of her tattoo placed on the Interpol website. Rita Roberts had not been heard from since 1992, and it's now emerged that it was her body which was found in Antwerp in Belgium just a month later. Sadly, she had been murdered and the crime has never been solved. Let's talk now to Stephen Kavanagh, the Interpol's head of police services, who is joining me from Lyon in France. Stephen, good to see you. This is quite a case. Tell us more about the background to it.
Yes, and unfortunately it's one of many cases. We listened to some of our member countries, Belgian colleagues, the Netherlands and Germany. And what we realised was that global scourge of violence against women has gone on for so many years, that there were 22 unidentified women who'd come to harm in often tragic and awful circumstances going between 1976 to 2019. And we were determined to try and help support those member countries and, of course, those poor women who come to such awful ends, to try and identify them, bring closure to their families. So Interpol was able to launch, together with those 3 countries, the initiative Identify Me, putting out key information, clothing, jewellery, in this case a tattoo, to try and help bring these cold cases to life. Sometimes families had been left knowing absolutely nothing. And that was the determination we had with this initiative.
So a member of Rita's family saw the Identify Me appeal on the BBC and then got in contact?
Yes, it was an important moment for us. There was over 1,250 tips received both within countries and into the Interpol website. And we had to work through those. And I think I've mentioned, there's a real conflicting sense of happiness that we were going to be able to identify this poor woman, Rita, a real woman who'd gone travelling, who had ambitions for family, who was described as lighting up rooms when she walked into her family. And the realisation that we were going to bring that tragic news to her family, that she was no longer with us in all likelihood. We worked very effectively with the Belgian colleagues because this is the first time. Everyone hears about Interpol's red notices, but we also have black notices, and they identify people who've come to harm, bodies, so that we can try and make those links globally. And this is an exciting opportunity for us. We've done it with 3 countries, but we want to identify those other 21 individuals who come to untimely deaths and bring some closure to their families too.
Stephen, do you think this is a case, though, that will ever be solved? Are you asking for people to come forward if they have more information? What happens now?
Yeah, Interpol is here to connect member countries, 195 across the world, but we do so not just to bring closure to the family, and we send our condolences to the family and our thoughts and wishes, and thank you to the BBC for bringing it to the nation's attention. But we also commit to trying to find out who would commit such an awful, brutal murder. And I know the Belgian authorities are committed to trying to find out what happened to Rita, and we will do all we can to support them in doing so.
Stephen Kavanagh, thank you very much for joining us. Really interesting to hear, and good that there is some closure for Rita's family at this time.